Welcome back to Refried Friday. We've made it to week 2, and can I just say that this is like my favorite thing to do on this show is to just interact with my audience. I think that's really fun. Dhruv Patel says, okay, I'll explain. So Apple equals simple and amazing, Windows equals crap. Yes! You guys, you're finally getting it! I can die happy now, knowing that I've convinced people that this is true. Yes, you're learning so much, oh my god. Chan Paulin says, one more thing that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but no one has talked about, is the option to upgrade to Windows 10 from Windows 10 S, is that once you upgrade it, which I guess most people will be forced to by Windows 10 S restrictiveness, will find many of the advertised benefits gone, such as that 15-hour battery life and speed. Yes, Chan, good point. If you upgrade to Windows 10 Pro, won't you lose some of that optimized battery and speed that was advertised with the Surface laptop when it's running Windows 10 S? So yeah, I think that's an important thing to point out. Do you use your iMac and the external monitor as screens for your iPad Pro? I didn't know that was possible. So yes, on a very, very old video, my Mac collection video, I used to use Duet Display all the time, which is a great app that lets you use your iPad as an external monitor for any Mac you have, which is really, really cool. I don't use it that much anymore now because I have a laptop instead of a desktop, but still, if you need an external monitor and you have an iPad, that Duet Display app is a pretty simple way to do that. Traxxas Bandit 1 says, you will never understand! That's true. I don't understand the Surface lineup. I really don't. But anyway, Sicolino YouTube says, why should I trust a person with this hair color? You shouldn't. In fact, everything I'm saying could potentially be a lie because my hair is red or dirty blonde, or what do you call it? It's one of those colors. Tom Hunt says, funny how Tailosive only mentioned the Surface price and not the MacBook. Well, that's because the video is called the Surface lineup. The video is about that. To get a fully spec'd MacBook Pro, it costs $4,500. I like Tailosive, but sometimes he's a bit of a brainwasher. Who knows what a fully maxed out Surface Book is costing? I'm curious now. Now I want to look it up. Oh, it's $2,500. I see. But keep in mind, with that configuration, you're only getting half a terabyte of storage, whereas a $4,500 MacBook Pro, you get 2 terabytes of PCIe-based solid state. Also, the MacBook Pro has dead giveaway benefits, you know, like 4 USB-C ports. You could have 4 external monitors if you want. Surface Book give you about 2, I think. Yeah, they only got 1 Thunderbolt port on there, so not very expandable friendly, I guess. I am a bit of a brainwasher, Tom, yes. Roblox Gaming says, I have a Windows tablet and I hate it. It's terrible. That's why I hardly use it. Well, there you go, directly from Roblox. Lucas Hoff says, what's your opinion on Hackintosh? Maybe I need to make a video about this because I get a question about it like every single live stream. I tried to make a Hackintosh myself, and that process is what turned me away from it. Trying to get the software onto a flash drive and finding all the correct drivers to optimize for your custom-built PC so that it can efficiently run macOS defeats the point of buying a Mac. The point of buying a Mac is knowing that you can turn it on, it'll boot up, and it's reliable. When you make a Hackintosh and you're kind of forcing macOS to go onto a computer it was not meant to go on, you lose some of that ease of access. The drivers are not always correctly optimized, even if you do exactly what they tell you to. I did not have great success with it. I finished with it for like a week. Couldn't get it to work, couldn't get internet, couldn't get audio, and especially really great features like AirDrop. That's important to me. I was losing all of that on the Hackintosh, and that defeats the purpose of a Mac, which is hardware, software built together, seamlessly working together. Hackintosh isn't that. It's kind of forcefully making macOS work on a PC, which has worked for some people, but it doesn't work for me. So that's why I don't do it. That's why I don't recommend it. If you can make it work for yourself, though, congratulations. Jerry MX 1989 says, dude, even though I really love my Apple products, you're pissing me off. The headphone jack is still superior than any Bluetooth connection in terms of audio quality. Ranting about a product which you never have seen personally in your life is also pretty stupid. We get it. You're an Apple sheep, hailing and praising everything they do, but dude, come on. Well, to be fair, no one has seen the red phone yet. People have dummy models of it. MKBHD has seen prototypes of it. So if everyone's talking about it, I think it's fair to say you either do or don't like it. We do that all the time. Just look at the iPhone 8. There's 3 people complaining about it for every 1 person who's excited for it. And I'm not saying that the headphone jack is not as superior in terms of sound quality. I'm saying that Bluetooth is getting so much better that the differences are hardly noticeable for many people. That's why I'm seeing customer satisfaction charts for AirPods through the roof. I'm sure that you could get superior sound quality out of a headphone jack for now, but you better not get used to that because as time goes on, Bluetooth 5.0 technology like that gets better and better. Eventually, sound quality will be exceeded. And keep in mind, user-friendliness and convenience will often outweigh quality. For instance, we have Wi-Fi in all of our houses because that is really easy to set up. You plug in the router and all of your devices have that wireless technology to connect to the internet. However, Wi-Fi can never truly be as fast as Ethernet. If you were to plug your computer directly into your landline instead of the router, that would be faster. Direct inline internet connection will always be faster than Wi-Fi, but because people are satisfied enough with the speed of Wi-Fi, we don't feel the need to put Ethernet ports on all of our devices. You definitely don't want to plug in a cord to your phone every time you want to use the internet, right? Even though that could potentially be faster, this is more convenient. Same argument goes for audio quality. I'm sure audio jack can sound better, but having no wire between your device and your headphones is far more easy, far more freeing, and that's why people are going with it. And removing the headphone jack also allows for our devices to have more battery life and better waterproofing. So, industry is moving that way. Get over it. Leon Thomas says Consumer Reports doesn't recommend any of the new Microsoft laptops or tablets. I just watched their YouTube video. There you go. Consumer Reports is with me. Chris Lee says, your videos are great, but can you say Core i7 or i3, i5, i9, not i7 Core? I've gotten this comment a lot. I don't understand why people are upset about it. I'm sure that the proper saying is Core i7, but I honestly want to question that. I don't care if everyone is saying it that way. Everything we're talking about is a core, right? That is the noun. I describe the noun before I say it because that's typically how English works. I have a big house. I have a nice car. I don't say I have a car nice. So that's why I say the words i7 core, because everything we're talking about is a core. I'm describing that particular core by saying i7. I have an Apple core to throw in the trash can. Not I have a core Apple. I'm sure no one says it the way I do, but I still think my way makes more sense. You want to describe the noun before you announce it. Jet Black iPhone 7. There's another one. Boskills X says, find your videos interesting and informative, but I can't lie. You stating that the AirPods are the best sounding earphones you have tried is worrying. They are as good as the EarPods, which are not good at all. First of all, if you've listened to EarPods and you've listened to AirPods, there is a difference that I can notice, by the way. And second of all, audio is very much a personal preference. It is much harder to measure, and I'm not lying to you. I have tried studio headphones with 1/4-inch jacks where you can customize every little thing about them. I still don't prefer those to AirPods. They still sound great. I don't like having giant things over my ears or on top of my head. I like that you can just put them in and forget they're there. You don't feel that AirPods are on your head, whereas with over-ear headphones, I can feel that they're there. Covers up my ear, makes them feel sweaty or sore. And I love the sound quality I get out of them. That's just my personal preference. I understand if you don't agree, but I have to admit, I have not tried another pair of headphones that have sounded better. That's just me. Maybe you have. Tom Rock says, your hands are gross. Yes, they are. I totally agree with you. For those who don't know, I have a skin disease known as psoriasis. It's when your body creates too many skin cells than it knows it needs. And this is all over my head. This is on my hair. It takes very expensive medicine to take care of. That's like $100 for a tiny bottle. That's it. That's all I have to work with. And I have to put this all over my hands. And as you saw by that video, still doesn't work very well. And I too am grossed out by them. Imagine if those were your hands. Every day you look at your nails and you go, oh, never mind then. So I apologize if that grossed you out in that one accessories video. I've tried at-home remedies. I've tried changing in diet, and we can't find anything. This is the most successful thing we can find. And again, very, very expensive. But I do apologize for grossing you out. I'm very sorry. CrazyTuber72 says, I see your problems, but a lot of them are software related, which can hopefully be fixed. And the rest of the is just because you are using the rest of the Apple ecosystem. Weird way to say that one. Which of course works better with an iPhone. Yes, it does. But that still points to my fact that Samsung does not have a parallel ecosystem that can match Apple's. And a lot of the problems, yes, were software related. I think Samsung makes great hardware. The biggest problem with their devices is the software on them. As I listed in that video on why I ditched the Galaxy S8, the software problems it had ended up being catastrophic, as in I could not do my job with that phone. And when you say which can hopefully be fixed, Android phones don't get a lot of updates. Believe me, it's a very rare thing. So I wasn't gonna wait around for those to be fixed. I needed a phone that worked. That's why I still use an iPhone. Turtle Cake says, your videos are just you talking with some pictures. Why don't you use Final Cut Pro X? It has amazing render speeds. So you must have watched this a while ago. So first of all, I do use Final Cut Pro X, and technically most videos are people talking with pictures. When I try to show you guys video, you freak out about my hands. That's why I like to show pictures of things more than my own personal footage of it. And technically all a video is pictures, right? You really boil it down. It's about the commentary. That's what I hope you find interesting here. Theo Lumina says, I was going to rant when I clicked this video, but I'm convinced that iPads should not get a mouse. Shut up and take my like. The likes don't make me make any more money, but thank you very much. I love comments like that because it shows I convinced someone of something. Aaron Smith says, don't you have a video crying about how Google might make the Pixel 2 have big bezels? No. The word isn't crying, the word is laughing. I definitely will not ever shed a tear about a Google Pixel. I will lose my lunch over it and I will laugh about it, especially when we're seeing all these leaked images of it that are just hilarious to think this is a 2017 smartphone coming out after the iPhone. phone. Oh, I'm laughing just thinking about it. So definitely not crying. The 7S can have its bezels because the iPhone makes proper use of them. They at least put a home button on the chin, and they came up with that design first. The Pixel is late to the party. Just Pixel, make up your own thing. God. Peter Stringer says 1400 for what? Less bezels and the same things Android has? This is totally absurd. Yeah, but people don't want to switch to Android because that OS is so crappy. With all the bugs, never getting updates, people want iOS because they can have Apple Watch, AirPods, iPad, Mac support. So for those loyal iOS users, the next iPhone is gonna have a whole lot we've never had before. We could have those features if we switched to Samsung, but then we would be faced with all of the same problems I had when I was using it. Obi says, you just made me watch a 7-minute ad. Good job. I definitely didn't make you. You willingly clicked on it and you didn't have to sit through the whole thing. But you did pay me by watching the whole thing, so good job there. Edgar Martinez says, y'all ever plug an Apple Pencil into an AirPods case? What charges what? That's enough of that. Okay, thank you very much for watching today's episode of Refried Friday. Before you go, I just wanted to remind everyone that there has been a major refresh to my Patreon page. The credits at the end of these videos were getting a little too crowded, so for 10 bucks a month, your name can be listed at the end of every single one of my videos. Check out the new status of the Patreon in the links below, and I talk more in depth about it in an episode of Hello World over on Tailosive Talks. Please check that one out. If you don't want to donate 10 bucks, you can still be eligible for giveaways I'm doing for just Patreon members, and you can watch videos come out early on that Patreon page. So please just check out that episode of Hello World that just came out on Tailosive Talks yesterday. And even if you can't donate, don't worry, there's no pressure. Just by watching these videos, you are supporting me immensely. So thank you very much. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.